Last weekend my father-in-law brought this old radio. It's an AM radio from 1961, so we could take it apart, open it up, see if there was anything wrong with it, and then that way I could learn a little bit about vacuum tube radios. We got the schematic here, downloaded from radiomuseum.org, and that gave us a start, but it's a little bit small for us to troubleshoot. It gives you the board layout and then the schematic and how it works and everything. It has this one part, we'll look at this a little bit later, PP1, that's essentially an integrated circuit. Here on the back plane is a loop antenna that was patented for this radio. We have power right here, so if you pull off the back cover, it automatically removes the power from the circuit board, interlock system. You have the signal going into this tuning capacitor. You got power going into this capacitor here, and we notice these wires here. It turned out that there's a couple wires because the circuit board is broken underneath, and it turned out that it broke a little bit more as we moved it, so we used some hot glue to glue it back together after we soldered the traces back together. So here are the various tubes in here. Some are for amplification, one's for diode. The let's see, what did it use for diode? 35W4 is the diode to turn it to DC. We also have a 50C5, which is the final amplification. Right before that is 12AT6, and then you have the 12AU6. We drew it out. We have some, I guess this is butcher paper or what have you. You have the loop antenna, tuning capacitor. Here we have a local oscillator for converting the AM signal into audio signal. The other part that converts it is this detector diode right here. So signal comes in here. You got a transformer right here, and then it goes RF and then turns into IF in this section, and then it turns to audio signal that comes over here to this vacuum tube, and then you have a matching transformer going out to the speaker. Here's your input circuit right here coming into it, and then to help me out we drew the basics of a transistor. I didn't put the diode here. In some of them you have this diode right here. That's the symbol for the detector. Heater or filament that heats up the inside of the vacuum tube, so it'll emit the electrons from here going up to the plate. You got a control grid, signal to be amplified, that comes in. You may have a screen grid, director of electrons, and then you might also have a suppressor grid, and you might have other connections also. For all of these diodes, all of these vacuum tubes, for all these vacuum tubes you had the filament, and they were 3 and 4. Those were the pin numbers for those. This is PP1 with a couple capacitors, couple more capacitors, and some resistors, all integrated in one little package, even though it's bigger than current day integrated circuits. I thought it was pretty cool. One thing I found interesting was this little arrow right here. Then there's one here also. So it works.
16 and 6 with a 3.05 ERA.
And as you can see, if you move the radio, it has a directional loop antenna in it, so it affects it.